enthusiasts, to August's Booksmart Book Club. Today it's Poets Square, A Memoir in 30 Cats by Courtney Gustafson. I hope you shared your fun fact, your little research tidbit. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you can refer to my Booksmart Book Club introduction video, and remember you can click on the link below to access more guided reading questions and book club activities. So, why did I choose Poets Square? I thought it was good enough to keep, and I don't keep many books. There's so much good stuff in here. Even if you're not into cats, how can you not be into cats? But there's something in here for everyone, and stuff that is so applicable to life right now. I love those kinds of books, the ones that make you think. So let's get started. First, let's talk about the obvious, the cats and Gustafson's relationship with the cats. Now let's go beyond our own pets. Let's focus on animals that don't live in our houses. Backyard bird books were trending recently. So do you feed the birds? Peanuts for your squirrels? Have you ever delighted in watching a baby bunny eat a dandelion? This care, delight, concern, and effort toward animals is at the core of Gustafson's book. Without that, there's no Instagram account, and without that Instagram account, there's probably no book. How does Gustafson's interest in the cats fuel her, and why? And then relate it to yourself. Let's talk about social media. Without Instagram and Poets Square Cats' popularities, I'm guessing you and I would not be holding this book in our hands. I'm very anti-social media, and every month I threaten to switch to a flip phone. I know I'm old-fashioned in my views of our digital age. What I want to focus on is what Gustafson calls validation, which is at the core of why people post what they post. So just exactly what validation is Gustafson seeking, and why were the cats so popular? Before you start discussing that, get real with yourself. What validation are you seeking when you post, and what posts have gotten the most reaction? Go ahead and bring up those devilish algorithms, because remember, social media couldn't operate without both the posters and the scrollers. Is that the right word to use? The whole goal of posting is to get views. So here's the question again. What validation is Gustafson seeking, and why were the cats so popular? Relate it to yourself. What does all of this reveal about who we are? Okay, so we've related to the first two questions, but now I want you to step outside the word relatable. I'm more interested in what wasn't relatable in Poets Square, on what was completely a new perspective for you, because that's when our empathy grows, when our knowledge grows, when our understanding blossoms, and we see people and or the world differently. We need to make a conscious effort to do that nowadays. I related to so much of what Gustafson wrote about her social anxiety, the need to look perfect, her academic disenchantment, and obviously her love of cats. And that's all great, but it's more important that we discover something we can't relate to. I could not relate to Gustafson's relationship with Robbie. The beginning of it and the end of it I could, but not how she molded herself to fit him. I'm too stubborn, but she corrected her behavior and apologized when she didn't do what he asked. Yet I stopped myself from judging what Gustafson should or shouldn't do, and I saw it with fresh eyes. Of course I've been in relationships where you censor yourself, where you put your needs second. I still do that even. It's so easy when we're looking outside of someone else's circumstances and think that we would never let something like that happen to us, or we would never let it continue. We always water down other people's experiences into black and white, allowing ourselves to operate within all these shades of gray. We need to be reminded of that so we don't assume leaving is easy, or change is easy, or letting go is easy, or that love isn't complicated and confusing. Share what new perspective Gustafson gifted you by reading Poets Square. In Booksmart Book Club, I will always address the author's narrative choices. So let's discuss why Gustafson structured her memoir in the manner in which she did. This is not a typical memoir whose plot is propelled by what has happened in the author's life. What Gustafson has done is taken a cat, written about the cat, then connected her personal life experience, some element in her life, to that particular cat. Each chapter then contains its own mini-theme, its own focus. I found this incredibly effective strategy. Not only was it unique, but it worked beautifully with the material that she wrote. We learn about Gustafson resource guarding, her childhood surgeries, and her self-criticism, as well as more societal issues like algorithms and the treatment of women. This is one of the reasons I adored the book. Had she written it like a typical memoir, I probably wouldn't be keeping it. What did you think of the structure? How did it impact your reading experience, and what might have you done differently? We have to address the people versus the cats. So all these strangers who follow Poets Square online donate thousands of dollars worth of supplies continually and immediately, no questions asked. But when Gustafson asks for supplies for the homeless people who live in those neighborhoods full of feral cats, she gets nothing. Gustafson theorizes it's because animals have never done anything wrong. Their choices didn't lead them to this life of feralness. But when it comes to people, we immediately conclude that their choices led them to this life of homelessness. We blame them for their poverty, for their homelessness, for whatever their dire situation is. So is Gustafson's assessment accurate? Before you start answering on a societal level, think about yourselves for a second. Has there been a situation in your life that led you down the wrong path? And once it spiraled, were you completely 100% to blame for whatever happened? All the time we talk about race and gender and socioeconomic status, even your level of attractiveness, how all of these things can give you a leg up in life or hinder your success. So then why are we so ready to blame people for their circumstances and refuse to help? What does Gustafson's account of desert palms teach us about the society in which we live? And what are its implications for the future? Gustafson writes a lovely chapter called Mothering about the cat MK and compares this with how her mom cared for her and then how she cared for her mom when her mom had cancer. There's this instinct, this care that we have, which Gustafson still feels after her hysterectomy. But before this mothering chapter is a chapter called Men Call Cats Sluts, where Gustafson writes about another biological instinct, the behavior of cats before they are spayed or neutered, and how they are so much calmer and peaceful after they are spayed and neutered. She connects this to how men and women interpret such behavior, that the female cats are sluts, but the tomcats are praised for all their mating. So how do we explain our instincts in human behavior, and why is there such a gender-related hypocrisy? What does this explain about society's past as well as what it means for our future? Before we close, remember you can access more Booksmart Book Club questions in the link below, and you can view my Booksmart episode on Poets Square. And announcing the book for next month. It's Question 7 by Richard Flanagan. Oh, this one is going to blow you away, and I didn't mean for that to be a pun, a really bad one. You can click on the affiliate link below to order the book. To finish off Poets Square, we're going to end book club with the same question every time, which is my motto at Booksmart, to get a little bit smarter one book at a time. So how did reading Poets Square make you smarter? See you next month for Question 7.